How's it going, folks? Wayne are back for another lesson, and you're not seeing things, my guitar hasn't shrunk. This is actually a ukulele, okay? And I'm doing this in aid of the Learn to Play Day, which is Saturday, April the 12th, 2014. So I've already done a lesson on guitar, just getting you started, and I want to do the same on the ukulele because it's a great laugh, basically, a great starting point for those people who maybe want to go on and play a guitar, or it's just a great laugh, you know, some really easy one-fingered chords that you can learn and learn some songs. So it's a great fun at parties or barbecues, you know, having a laugh, few tinnies. And the best thing is they're as cheap as chips, you know. That was actually about 20 quid, I think, you know, so you can get them for next to nothing. I've actually got a better one than this that's up the studio at the moment, so but this is just you know, the kids use it as well, so it's just a great laugh. So the first thing I'm going to talk about then is, because obviously the tuning's a lot different than the guitar, so I'm going to talk about the notes of the strings first. So the bottom string, or the top string, the one nearest to me, is a G. Okay, then we've got the C. Okay, then the next one is an E, and then we've got an A. So G, C, E, A. Okay, and there's a little rhyme, and this isn't the note to your strings, this is just a rhyme how it sounds, okay? So it should sound, my dog has fleas. I know it's a little cheesy rhyme, but I've looked, you know, there's one or two on the internet that use it. So if it sounds like that, my dog has fleas, you know, you're pretty much in tune, okay? So I'm going to just show you 4 really basic chords, and these chords are used at hundreds of songs. If you look I think there's a great app actually. I'm not going to say who it is. I don't want to make them any money. But I think there's several great apps, you know, that you can get on your phone that show you the tabs and stuff to you know, there's a lot of modern songs and some old Beatles classics, and a lot of them contain these 4 chords. There's literally hundreds of, you know, songs that you can use these 4 chords. So the first one is, and we've got to use the right fingering on this as well to get the chord changes. So if we look at the bottom string, okay, the finished one, and if we look at the frets, now what the frets are is the spaces where you put your fingers. Similar to a guitar, we've got fret 1, fret 2, fret 3, fret 4, and so on. So when I talk about the frets, that's where you've got to put your finger, okay? So the first chord we're going to be playing is a C chord. And we want to be putting his 3rd finger on the bottom string on the 3rd fret, okay? And then we're playing all the strings. And when we strum a uke, rather than like a guitar, when we're playing over the sound hole, we're playing more or less, you know, right up to the neck, like that. And the way to strum, if you want to use, I mean, the way that you should play really is using like your, you know, your first finger and your thumb. Me being a guitarist, what works quite well for me is that I actually sometimes use a pick. You've got to make sure it's a really flexible pick, because if it's a hard pick, with it being nylon strings, you're going to be breaking the strings all the time. So it's just a little bit easier. Okay, so this is a C chord. Then the next chord, we're going to be moving a 2nd finger to the top string on the 2nd fret. Again, playing all the strings. Now this is an A minor chord, okay? And then keeping that finger on and putting the 1st finger on the 2nd string from the bottom on the 1st fret, while we're still keeping the 2nd finger at the top. This is an F chord. Okay, and then a slightly harder one. Now this is a G chord. So we want this 1st finger on the 2nd string down on the 2nd fret. Our 2nd finger is going to go on the 2nd fret on the bottom string, and then this 3rd finger is going to go on the 3rd string down on the 3rd fret. For those guitarists, it's like a D chord, but it's actually a G on a uke, okay? And again, we're playing all the strings, okay? So when you've got them chords down, practice, you know, maybe just doing downstrokes like that. That's the A minor. Then we've got the F. The G, and maybe you could do some strumming, down, up, down, up, down, up. A minor chord. So that's 4 very, very commonly used chords on a uke. Obviously there's a lot more chords you can learn, but the purpose of this lesson is to just get you started. And when you've got all them chords down, you know, try learning them in different combinations. You know, you could start on the A, F, C, G, you know, loads of different combinations, but them 4 chords, like I've said before, are used in hundreds of songs. So I hope that's inspired you. I will be back for a lesson very soon, and please subscribe and check some of my guitar lessons out.